every time. Inclusion has been our greatest strength. Diversity has been our greatest strength. And I hear you talk about this idea of white culture. What fucking white culture are you talking about, man? What
Shakespeare, Dante, Mozart. We're in Philadelphia, the founding fathers.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some white culture for you. Hey, Hunter Biden, don't act like you don't know. We know.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
There it is. There it is. Hey, that's that culture I know and love. It most certainly is. Get off that beat.
Taste the biscuit.
Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel, and salute to everybody that supported us over at thepeoplesgetup.com. Don't forget to send your merch pics to admin@ReeseWaters.com. This is Street Politics. Hey, MAGA, I told y'all stop playing with Hunter Biden, didn't I? Didn't I? I told y'all don't play with that man.
What is Hunter Biden doing on Twitter roasting these motherfuckers? You know, if you own what you got going on, if you own your shit, no one can really use it against you. Like, people are in the comments over here really trying him.
Biden has been talked about for years. Now on X, he isn't holding back. The former president's son is gaining lots of followers as he frankly addresses his past on a newly minted social media account. But y'all didn't listen, did you? Y'all didn't want to listen. Now look at you.
There is a contingency, a cabal, a word that is, gives it too much credit, of gay Republican men that are closeted and have an enormous amount of self-hate, I believe.
Yeah.
Damn. That didn't go where I thought it. That didn't go where I. He said a cabal, like soldiers of fortune. So, is that why Grindr be going out all the time? And is that, or do they take Grindr offline because they don't want no competition? Is that what it is? I didn't know this was that type of party. This not even what I was talking about. No, let him finish. I want to see where this goes.
And we all know who they are.
You mean in D.C.?
In D.C.
You know the gay men, the closeted gay men.
We all know who they are.
You heard that?
I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm holding other people's secrets. I take people at face value. I take people at face value. So, if y'all like it, I love it. Wow! I can't be the only one acting shocked every time we found out somebody at church was on the down low. I can't be the only one. Oh, y'all knew this and didn't tell me nothing? Hey, I know it's a lot of people in D.C. that watch this channel. Y'all knew this and didn't tell me nothing?
Was Lindsey Graham one of them?
Of course he was.
Okay, I knew about that one. I knew about that one. Okay. I knew about. I don't feel so bad. Who told me? I don't reveal my sources. Yeah, it was Laura Loomer.
We are not calling Lindsey Graham gay.
No, we're not. But these other people are.
Laura Loomer, in that sworn deposition wherein she also claimed that Marjorie Taylor Greene has Arby's roast beef sandwiches in her pants, claimed that it is well known that Lindsey Graham is gay. Then she tweeted about it, saying she was under oath, so she had to tell the truth.
And I don't say that as to say something negative. As my grandmother would say, never speak ill of the dead. I wrote what I wrote about Lindsey Graham and the Lindsey Graham that I want to remember. But everybody knew that Lindsey Graham was gay.
Yeah.
And there are a whole list of other people.
Why didn't they say anything? Because I ask you that because he was.
I don't know. You tell me.
He was writing and proposing legislation and passing legislation that was detrimental to the members of the LGBTQ.
Well, that's a fact. Don Lemon got him there. He got him there. That's why they was coming out the woodwork after he passed. That's exactly why they was, yeah. And in fact, I think some of the people that was coming out the woodwork actually knew him better than his sister. I don't see why they didn't get a Senate seat, if we're being honest. Some of them should have got something. Emergency service were called to Lindsey Grenada's home. Lindsey Graham is unmarried and has no children. Who would be with him at night in his bedroom to call medics? Well, why would you put that photo there though? What does that photo have to do with who was there? I don't. Now that Lindsey Graham is dead, many new clients and victims are speaking out. Actress Jessie James Rose just opened up about being one of them. Despite Lindsey's sexuality being an open secret in D.C. for decades, he ceaselessly harassed and demeaned LGBTQ people while in public. Just woke up to find out Lindsey Graham is dead. LOL. Most of you know him as the homophobic senator from South Carolina, but to me, he will always be the man who paid a Twinkie pre-transition college student. Hey, that... I didn't sign up for that.
All these other people also seem to think Lindsey Graham is gay.
Hey, Lindsey, why don't you just admit that you're gay and then people won't blackmail you anymore?
He likes to lay on the floor and I pour syrup on top of him and he goes, I'm a little flapjack. I'm a little flapjack.
Because you're operating in a system that doesn't believe that you should exist, and then you're saying to yourself, like, I guess I shouldn't. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but it's crazy. So can we just gossip a little bit? Mm-hmm. Did you ever know anyone? Were there stories about him and call boys and hookers or any of that?
No.
I
I mean, look, I'm just enough people that I've been around. It's just that it was kind of like accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, it's not just. Look,
who else?
Don, hey, Don messy as hell. Hey, I'm with it though. I'm with it. Hey, don't ever send Don in undercover. Don't ever send Don. Can't be the undercover cop. He cannot. No, he be asking all type of questions. So, what hours do y'all do y'all crime? He asking all type of questions. But let's hear the answer though. I want what he say. Hunter. Who else?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna
Who else?
I'm already in enough lawsuits, Don.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
Who else?
Allegedly, who else? I'm not going to do this.
Can you give me initials?
Huh? Just tell us what color. Tell us what brand drawers they got on. Can you tell us what brand drawers they got on? Huh? Are they using Beijing or just for men? Can you tell us that?
I'm not doing it. I can't. You give me. You know as well as I do. I mean, are you asking me if Josh Hawley's gay?
Yes.
Are you asking me if Stephen Miller's gay?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ooh. Hey, Hunter said you know as well as I do. Hey, Don Lemon, we need to holler. No, we need to holler. It's allegedly.
I really don't know.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Are you asking me if Speaker Johnson's gay?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So let me just
give me another minute and I come up with 6 more names.
Wow. He hit him with Josh Hawley. He hit him with Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson shocked me. I'll be honest. Speaker Johnson, that knocked me out of my corn socks. It certainly did. I would return the favor in giving you a compliment, but I don't know what you look like. Are you in town for a couple of days visiting DC? Yes, I am. Are you offering me a tour? I can give you one. I have a few contacts. We can go to the Dabney for dinner and then back to my place. And wow. Oh, straightforward, I see, LOL, especially from a man who won't show his face. Very discreet here with a few kids, not trying to mess up my situation. Oh, and there we have a selfie. What time should I pick you up from your hotel? Damn! I can't imagine who else might have been in that next group of names that he brought up. That's crazy.
Has Brittany Johnson had sexual contact with men?
The amount of people who have confirmed to me personally, about his experiences with men is astonishing. At this point, it's an open secret. And why haven't you sued Milo, Benny?
Damn! The more you know. It really is the more you know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
who else?
Is this why Kristi Noem shot her dog in the backyard? Cause they knew too much? Cause he liked women. In latex. Or whatever them balloons be made out of. No, but he definitely liked women, so he not in that group.
Allegedly.
But are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
You're not gay?
No. But I will say that women are very difficult to be around.
Okay.
So there's that.
Says the guy, have you ever had sex?
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
Damn! Huh. I guess we can't confirm that he likes women.
If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way.
Well, I can tell you this, Nick Fuentes, you're going to have a whole nother reason to be mad at Hunter Biden after he ate you up. This was the clip I was talking about. I don't know why you went there with it, but put a pin in that. We'll come back to it.
People don't want to live around that. In Chicago, it rolled on into the summer, and it wasn't, let's say, the anger of the oppressed and the disenfranchised.
So
they were looting. They were looting and carjacking. The criminals.
Yeah. Who are?
Mostly black.
Nick,
Is that not true?
Yeah, maybe, Nick. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know why you use the platform that you have to make that your target. Are you saying that the problem with the 26-year-old white kid living in suburbia outside of Chicago and his feeling of being disenfranchised is because there was looting and rioting in Minneapolis by black people, and it's black people that are doing it?
Yeah, the problem with Austin Metcalf was that he got stabbed in the neck at a track meet. And the problem with our city in Chicago is that the Magnificent Mile is gone. Water Tower Place is gone because of all the crime.
Nick, and the time from an entire generation of African Americans is that they've been getting killed by cops for decades.
That's
what are you talking about, Nick?
Because they commit crime.
Who? Okay. Now, MAGA, let's do this because Hunter Biden raises an interesting query where he is saying that you use your platform to posture that the problems afflicting your 20-whatever-year-old white kid in suburbia is black people doing crime in Minneapolis. And it's fascinating because one of the things that they love to put out about the black community is the fact that even though we're aware of how many barriers have been placed in the way of us being able to have full agency over life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in this country, just look at, the presidents, the senators, the congressmen. That tells you everything that you need to know.
I just love you.
Now, Hunter Biden put forth the idea that that Nick Fuentes, you use your platform to assert that the problems confronting a 20-something-year-old white kid in suburbia is black kids doing crime in Minneapolis. Now that's funny because one of the things that you guys love to push out about black people is use as a weapon the fact that we have not been able to achieve full agency over our own life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if you question that, just look no further than the U.S. Senate. So this is my question. How does your inability to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness fall on the people who have no power over said life? I mean, you can blame whoever you choose to. That doesn't make it true. And if you would have landed on a correct target, you might have been able to dig yourself up out of that hole. What's that they call? Bootstraps?
Nick,
what?
That's not true. It's not true. Are you saying that police brutality as it relates in racism in the police force, in the way in which police treat African Americans? Nick, you could grow up here like I did between Wilmington and Philadelphia. And if you were a black dentist and you lived in Wilmington and you commuted to Philadelphia, the chances of you being pulled over by a state trooper, either Delaware or in Pennsylvania, are about 50 times that would be if it was a white guy. 50 times. And so what you're trying to tell me is that the problem in America right now is that a 26-year-old white kid who lives in suburban Chicago doesn't feel like he has access because he's been canceled or he's been woke, and the problem is black people.
I didn't say the problem's black people.
Well, you just did, Nick. You just
said the problem is crime.
Oh, maybe you forgot today the problem is black people. I could forgive Nick. He forgot today the problem is black people. It gets confusing. Whether it's immigrants, whether it's Muslims, whether it's women, whether it's gay and trans, it gets confusing. It gets confusing who the problem is today. But Nick, yes, you in fact are making the case that the problem is black people today. Reminder.
Oh man, hey.
And we know who's doing the crime in Chicago. The carjackings, shootings, teen takeovers. We know why there's no business on the Mag Mile anymore, and it's because they steal cars, they drive them through windows. And listen, black people are some of the biggest victims of the black crime. But we're not allowed to talk about it because of the racial dimension.
What do you mean you're not allowed to talk about it? We're talking about it right here. You have a platform in which millions of people listen to you, Nick.
Oh, you know who's some of the biggest victims of the white crime? You want to talk about it? Are y'all ready to talk about it? No. You're never ready to talk about it.
5 pardoned January 6 rioters have returned to prison for crimes involving the exploitation of children. Theodore Middendorf, Kyle Colton, Andrew Taki pleaded guilty. David Daniel, Andrew Johnson is charged with repeatedly.
Brother,
Well, after Elon had to buy Twitter and open it up. It wasn't like that before. I was banned from everything for many years. So no, you weren't allowed it. You're right. We can talk about it now, but that's only because the good guys won.
And we definitely know what they mean by opening it up. Are we right? We definitely know what they mean by opening it up, because I'm pretty sure you could talk about crime in the before times. What you couldn't do was drop ends. That's opening it up. That's what was needed, apparently, for this discussion.
You went from being banned on Twitter to being on YouTube to creating an entire show. I know you're not, but now you have Kick and now you have all of these other things. You have an enormous platform. I want to find common ground of how much of a shithead Donald Trump is. We can get there. Okay. What I don't understand is how you didn't recognize that in 2016, and how you didn't recognize that in 2020, and how you didn't recognize that in 2024. Because Donald Trump Because Donald Trump hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump hasn't changed at all. Donald Trump has been Donald Trump since he came out of the womb of a woman that was an immigrant to this country.
You're goddamn right.
Oh, Hunter Biden, so glad you rang. Why they didn't recognize that in 2016, why they didn't recognize that in 2020, and why they didn't recognize that in 2024. That's interesting. Well, in 2 of those instances, he was running against women. In 1 of those, he was running against a woman of color. And in the one in which he wasn't, he lost. So tell me why they did, because you are correct. Donald Trump didn't change. He sure enough did not. He sure enough did not, but he got all of that grace. And here we are, a decade removed from Barack Obama being in office, and they're still using him for clickbait. You tell me why they didn't recognize it. Oh, but no racism, right, Nick Fuentes? No racism.
That's crazy. I really don't like that guy.
And so what I want to know, though, is that I don't know how we get past this idea that the biggest problem that you have that with your personal situation and how you extrapolate that to the situation of other white kids that are your age, that feel disenfranchised, that feel left out, that feel they don't have a shot at the American dream, is because of black and brown people, because of Mexicans, because of Venezuelans, because of Haitians, it's always other, Nick.
No, you know I ain't lying. And is it not weird that it's always a different other? Is it not weird, MAGA? If you had a friend and it was always a different cousin that he was in love with, you know what I mean? Like every single week, let me tell you, this is the one, you know what I mean? Every single week, you'd be like, you know what I mean? Why don't you just take some time to yourself? You know what I mean? Or why don't you get out the neighborhood? You know what I mean? And meet some new people. You would you would know something was wrong if your man was falling in love every single time he bumped into a new cousin. You would know. But yet it makes perfect sense to you for the other to always be the ones that are standing in your way. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
It's always them. We need to build a wall. Where's the wall, Nick? He never built the wall. Why'd you vote for him in 2020? Why'd you vote for him in 2024?
I didn't vote for him in 2024.
Okay. My point being is that whenever you identify your problem as being something that is other, that you can point to, that's a minority, that is a group of people, that's the Jews, before, remember, all of us, it was the Irish Catholics who were all committing the crime, who weren't allowed into bars, who weren't allowed into, because you know why? Because they were dirty, poor, non-Europeans, they were Irish. Every time it's wrong. Every time history has proven that to be wrong in the United States of America.
That's goddamn right.
Ooh, Hunter Biden is cooking right now. He certainly is cooking right now. So you mean to tell me that the descendants of groups that were considered filthy, that had to be systematically removed from proper society, now act like that isn't a thing once they have made their way inside the tag of white? I probably need to add an addendum to the Pick Me files, because I've had a lot of smoke for a lot of the Pick Me's on the right wing, but I've been hanging a little too far down the brown paper bag depth chart, because some of y'all over here don't got no excuse. As a matter of fact, RFK, wasn't you trying to relate to black people? Talking about how the Irish had been disenfranchised? Wasn't that your whole? But what you didn't do was advocate for the people that had gone through that to show some solidarity with us. That's what you didn't do. What you did was point your finger. Oh no, they took him down like roadkill.
And Bobby also suggested an appetizer featuring his favorite cut of male raccoon roadkill.
I remember crosses being burned when I was a kid against an anti-Catholic president. A lot of other, I was called a Mick, a mackerel snatcher, all these anti-Catholic slurs when I was a kid.
Did you say mackerel snatcher?
But it never bothered me.
Did you say mackerel snatcher? That's
And that's the kind of resilience that we want to give the black American children.
Mackerel, like the fish?
So that they have so much confidence in their own future that when they do encounter the inevitable racism, that it will bounce off them. And then we don't have to stop racism altogether.
Every black person who was sitting there listening to Robert F. Kennedy, if they didn't cuss his monkey ass out, shame on all they sorry asses.
Every time. Inclusion has been our greatest strength. Diversity has been our greatest strength. And I hear you talk about this idea of white culture. What fucking white culture are you talking about, man? What
Shakespeare, Dante, Mozart. We're in Philadelphia, the founding fathers.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some white culture for you. Hey, Hunter Biden, don't act like you don't know. We know.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
There it is. There it is. Hey, that's that culture I know and love. It most certainly is. Get off that beat.
Taste the biscuit.
That's your white
culture. How about
culture.
the Count of Monte Cristo? Would you consider that part of our white culture?
Sure.
Okay. Well, it was written by a black man in France in the 1700s.
In a milieu of European civilization.
So what?
Because you're picking out one example. It really is.
I'm not just picking out one example.
It really is.
Nick.
Listen.
Nick, I'm not. I really am not.
Bro, you moving the goalposts out the stadium, dog. You moving the goalposts out the whole stadium. Now it's the civilization in. Okay, I got you. So the things that happen within the civilization. You know, hey, I could understand the amount of mental gymnastics you would have to do at this particular point in time. In the year of our Lord 2026, where the head of your white supremacist movement is sitting in the 30s, is polling worse than anybody we've ever seen sit in that seat in the history of this country, I can understand you need to do some gymnastics right now. It's down bad.
Hey guys, I think we're reaching what's called a rock and a hard place. Let's talk about Israel.
Well, let me respond to this because you're telling me I'm always blaming the other.
No, Nick, for real.
He said a rock and a hard place. Is that a grinder joke right there? That was the that was the Don Lemon video. We done left that conversation behind.
Here's the thing, is that the way that you talk and throw out these historical facts, which by the way aren't fucking facts. Okay?
Which ones aren't facts?
Well, as it relates to the Civil Rights Movement in 1968, and the reason why we're out in the problem that we're in is because the Civil Rights Act passed in 1964. Dr. Martin Luther King was killed and shot by a white racist, white supremacist in 1968 on a balcony of a motel. That's the root of our trouble, because an entire people that have been disenfranchised and enslaved for over 400 years.
We're sick of hearing about that, though. It's 2026.
You may be sick of hearing about it, but you know what? They aren't. And I'll tell you what, Nick.
Get
here's the other
over
thing.
it. Get over it. It's America.
Okay, but Nick, you can say stuff like that, okay, without having to say it like that.
That is interesting. Get over it. This is America. But that doesn't apply to y'all now, does it? Huh? That doesn't apply to y'all now, does it? Y'all don't ever have to get over it. Huh? It's crazy to have this amount of grievances and say somebody else got a victim mentality. That's nasty work. That is nasty work. What was it that Vivek Ramaswamy said? He said the slavery of affirmative action and how that has damaged the psyche of the Black American. But that certainly doesn't apply to the Groypers now, does it? That doesn't apply to MAGA now, does it? And you know what else doesn't? This whole idea of your inability to hear grievances about this country. Because the first thing y'all love to throw out is if you don't love it, then leave it. Yet y'all sit up here and complain every single day. It's wild, you know, without a hint of irony or nothing. And here's my favorite part. Here's my favorite part, Nick, because you are free, and I think you probably would. You are free to tell me it is different because I am white. You're free to say that. We know what it is. You're free to admit that. That's totally fine. But the price of admitting that means kneecapping and eliminating any argument you could ever have for deserved placement in our society, because you've made it solely about the shade of your tan. Yeah, it ceased to be about anything else. And we know it's not about anything else because of the amount of goalpost moving and mental gymnastics you do for what's happening over here. Yeah, see, if y'all was smart, you would have policed this here so you could still have a case. You policed this here, you might have still had a case, but you let the Jake Langs and the Patriot Fronts of the world just let their racism flag fly free, shirt off, riding the metro, going in and out of 7-Eleven. Ain't supposed to be no service. Ain't supposed to be no service. Racism going in and out of 7-Eleven, popping into Marshalls. Indecent. Didn't bother to put a shirt on. No cover whatsoever. Y'all made that decision. And this is the cost. Who's that over there? No, I didn't say it was men out here with no shirt on. See, that's what Hunter Biden was talking about. That's exactly what Hunter Biden was talking. We gotta address this. No, it's gonna get dedicated. No, because now I'm digging in. No, YMCA don't make it no better. What do you think that looks like?